Hello everyone, it's Tess and today's tip 259. Sorry, it's been a busy day. I got on the road walking with Mom, got some essentials done. I've been training with Chris Nagel's team all day, and I thought I got to get this done because I'll be going live for Doc V later tonight. But I pulled an article that I was going to try to sneak in earlier this morning, but I just didn't get to it. And I pulled an article on how to be comfortable in your own skin. And I think that's been coming up a lot in like the talks that I've been seeing. And I thought I wanted to share this, and actually just for reminders of myself that we have to be comfortable with who we are, because that's part of a lot of the talks that I've been hearing lately about making better decisions because you're in a place where Chris Nagel had a speaker today that actually said you want to be living in a place of joy. And it was very interesting because it's all about how we think about ourselves. And I thought this was an interesting article. It has 17 tips to keep yourself comfortable in your own skin. And what it kind of says is you want to make sure that you're comfortable with yourself always, that you don't want to, when you're thinking about your own life, have it feel like an ill-fitting sweater and something that's itchy that you just can't relax in. So the first tip they had is understand that your skin is always changing. So what's going on inside your mind, inside your body, your goals, your ambitions, those are all going to change. And it says you have to be comfortable that there will always be change in your life. And this goes for both your outer appearance and your inner being. Don't fight the shift, accept it as an inevitable part of your life. Then it says don't hold on to your old skin. Aging is a mental challenge as much as it's a physical one. You have to adapt to your body as your body goes through changes. Sometimes we see changes we like, sometimes we see changes we don't like, but we just have to learn to be comfortable where we're at any point in time. It's not about yearning for the past or being too caught up with down the road. It's enjoying the moment and being happy and joyful in the moment. The third one is don't rush to get to that future moment. And maybe that was a good one for me since I'm 5 years post-surgical. I could be upset about places I'm not, but I'll get there, so it doesn't matter. Number 4, let go of labels people have given you. This is probably a really good one because as a kid I had all kinds of labels, but that was because I was quiet and also because I was a redhead. So that created some labels. It says, don't allow people from your past, your present, or your future to define who you are today. Don't let those labels attach, don't accept them, and just keep moving forward. Number 5 is don't try to meet the expectations of others. It's like the Bon Jovi song, it's your life. Other people hold certain expectations, but they may not match with your own aspirations. If they're not going towards where you're headed, you have to leave them behind. Don't try to be all things or even the best at one thing. It says no one can be good at all things and few people are going to be the best at one thing. It says the problem with that is that if you're this can lead you to feeling that you won't feel satisfied ever. If you're trying to do too many things, you'll never be satisfied. And if you've only narrowed in on one thing, you may not be satisfied because there will be a boredom piece of it. Number 7 is notice and take note of the parts of your life that you're happy with. I think too often we focus on the negative things, so it's telling us focus on the positive. Notice what you want to be happy about. Do you have great hair? Do you have great teeth? Are you a generous person? What qualities are good about you? And make sure that you acknowledge them so that it keeps you in that place of being happy. Number 8, rethink flaws as areas of potential growth. Don't bemoan them. Just see them as an area of potential growth. We all know about that. It's not a failure. It's a learning step. It says identify the benefits your skin brings. And I know they keep calling it skin, but it's more or less your life. And what it says is the person you are right now comes with many benefits. You have talents, you have skills, you have perspectives. You are a person of worth. And every day you need to recognize that you are a person of worth. Number 10 is identify things that don't feel right and change them. If you're not comfortable, you have to find the tools to make yourself comfortable, and trying to please someone else is never going to make you comfortable. So continue to do the things to make yourself feel comfortable in, as this article says, in your own skin. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. I just got done with Chris's training, and I thought, this whole day's been so crazy busy, I better get my live out before I forget about it. Great training, though. Actually, I was even thinking that some of the things in that training will apply to me having my own type of business, even if it doesn't apply to me, so it was pretty exciting. Number 11, and what this is I found an article, because Doc B has been talking a lot about being positive thinkers and making sure we're shifting our thoughts, that there's not failures. And I found an article, and it's actually labeled, How to Be Comfortable in Your Own Skin. 17 No Bull SH*T tips. And it's from, I'm not sure who it's from. I forgot to print that out. But I am on number 11, and it says, don't seek the approval of others. By looking to others to tell you you're okay, you're accepting what they want you to be, and that may not be the path that truly feels comfortable to you. It may be a false path, and it may be that they lack information. So others' approval doesn't have a place in deciding where your life goes. Number 12 is stop worrying about what other people think of you. That can be a hard one, because as a people pleaser, I tended to always want to make people happy, but then I did kind of come to a point where I realized that there are some people that just like to live in a place of unhappiness, so you can spend a lot of energy trying to make people happy that it'll never work. Number 13 was surround yourself with people who accept you as you are. That's the cool thing about our group with Doc B. Hi, John Clark. Good to see you. It's so cool to see that, like even in our tribe, everybody's accepted wherever they're at, and we all try to seek to help each other move forward. So I thought that was a great tip for being in your own skin or accepting yourself where you're at. The next one, number 14, I'm okay with this one, but I do know some people struggle. It says practice being alone. It may be uncomfortable, but you shouldn't avoid it. You need to dive into it. You need to expose yourself to solitude with peace and quiet, because that's like a meditative time. The self-reflection will allow you to identify things that you might be doing or thinking that contribute to unease. So it is kind of like the meditative, the calming, the nurturing, the self-healing. Number 15, don't say yes when you want to say no. I'm going to say my law of attraction coach has the best idea. Sometimes we think we have to explain. One of my best friends from elementary school even said the same thing recently. Sometimes it's okay to say, I love you, but I can't this time, and move on. And both of them said explanations aren't necessary. If it's something you need to say no to, just say no. I love you, but I can't this time, and just move forward. Get comfortable with discomfort. Now that's a big one for Doc V. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's just so that we don't, the videos today for Doc V, it kind of talked about, it's easy to get stuck being comfortable. And then we end up unsatisfied and unproductive because it's easy to sit comfortable. It's easy to kind of just coast. So getting uncomfortable, it just means putting on the tennis shoes, like Karen, my mom and I this morning, Karen walked earlier today. It's just getting uncomfortable, because that thing that's uncomfortable will become comfortable later. And then the next one, the last one, is never get comfortable being a jerk. Well, I like that one. It says, if your skin is one that is mean, rude, or disrespectful to others, we urge you not to get comfortable with it. Don't settle into patterns of behavior that push others away, that hurt others, or manipulate others to your advantages. In the long term, this will end up putting you in a much worse spot. And you know what? None of us want to deal with that kind of person. So I'll run through these 17 again real quick, but this is just ideas, and I was thinking about it because of the talks this morning from Doc V, but when the one, I can't remember if it's the video or Doc V, but when he talked about the reason you want to be uncomfortable is it's too easy to be comfortable. There's no progress in comfortable. Becoming uncomfortable is just simply about reaching for something new. And we all know there's a lot of excitement when you try something new and you achieve it. And when you get down the road, like even my mom and I were talking this morning, because we walked about 3 miles this morning. And it's so much easier now than it was in the beginning. So what was uncomfortable a couple months ago is comfortable. I mean, it's kind of funny because I always let my mom call me to tell me when she's ready to walk in the morning. And then she's been calling me at like 5:15. And I thought, when we first started, it would be 6 a.m. But now she's gotten into a routine where what was uncomfortable is comfortable. So going over these 17 tips again, this is learning to be comfortable in your own skin, but also keeping yourself open to make changes. So what it kind of said is, you don't want your life to always feel like an itchy sweater that doesn't fit. You want to kind of find the things to keep yourself whole and moving forward. The first one was understand that your life is always changing. Be comfortable that it's changing. Be comfortable allowing it that slight discomfort. Stepping out of your comfort zone is uncomfortable but necessary for growth. You're right, Karen. So like it was saying, it tells you to know that you're always changing, and you got to get that first little step of discomfort, but down the road it becomes amazing. So we always want to be trying new things because it's fun and it's exciting. Number 2 is don't hold on to your old life. There is a chance for growth, physical and mental. If things in your life are changing because you're aging, you accept them. If they're changing because you're trying to grow and improve, accept them. But be open again to making new changes in your life. Don't rush to get to those new places. Take the necessary steps so that you don't unnecessarily trip yourself up. Well, hi Carmen, good to see you. So don't rush to that new life. Just take the baby steps. There's going to be some discomfort, but you don't need to make it a train wreck. Just take the baby steps to get there. Then it says let go of labels people have given you. And like I was joking about, I was a quiet redhead, so those were the 2 things they teased me about when I was younger. And it says, don't let those people's opinions of you be passive of you or define you. Don't let that define you. And then again, don't try to meet the expectations of others. It's your life. They don't really know who you truly are. And again, it won't feel right if you're trying to be what you think someone else wants you to be. You've got to be true and pure to who you are, and it'll attract the right people into your life. Don't try to be all things, and don't try to be just one thing. If you try to be all things, you'll be overwhelmed and it won't be successful. And if you're only focused on one thing, if your life only has one purpose, you'll get bored. So you want to be able to keep moving forward. Number 7 was identify parts of yourself that you like. Is it your hair? Is it your teeth? It's that you're reliable. Is it that you're generous? But remember to recognize the good qualities, because we all tend to look at the bad all the time. Rethink your areas for potential growth. Rethink flaws as potential growth. And that's kind of like the failure is actually a learning. And I think I totally agree with that. It's kind of like don't whine about flaws. Do something about it and move forward. Identify the benefits of where you're at right now. Where you are this moment comes with a lot of benefits, and we don't always recognize it. And if you start to get that uncomfortable feeling and things don't feel right, that's your sign. It's time to look for something, identify what it is that doesn't feel right, and start making changes. And then don't seek the approval of others. By looking to others to tell you you're okay, you're being forced to accept what they think is okay for you, and you have to be the one that decides what's okay for you. The next one leads right into it. Stop worrying about what others think. That's one thing this past 1.5 years with law of attraction is a lot. We automatically assume we know what the other person's thinking, and it may have nothing to do with us. And like Doc V says, we're not that important to all these other people. So we got to stop worrying about what someone else is thinking, because 99% of the time, it has nothing to do with us. Surround yourself with people who accept you as you are. We've got our tribe, and it's pretty amazing. This morning I got to talk to a cousin I haven't seen in a couple of years. That was pretty amazing. We've got our tribe family. We've got our families. The people that take us exactly as we are because they like who we are. And if they don't like who we are, there's plenty of other people they can go become friends with. Number 14, practice being alone. Some people struggle being alone. Alone can give you that meditative time to kind of decide where your next steps are going to be, and finding the next steps, even though there's a little uncomfortable, it's exciting. This one was a hard one for me for a long time. Number 15 was don't say yes when you want to say no. I even had a friend of mine, and I know probably I wouldn't have said no to her in the past, but when we were talking, she said, oh yeah, if I don't want to do something, I just say no. And when I was in Law of Attraction, she said, people have to learn to say no when something doesn't fit. She said, you can just simply say, I love you, but I can't this time. So that was a good one. Get comfortable with discomfort. So we talked about that one. We want to change. We want to get better. And we want to do it because it leads to better, more fun things. And the last one, I know this is a repeat too, the last one is never get comfortable being a jerk. I know I mentioned this before, my little store that's close by my house actually had to post a sign that we're doing our best to keep our store as stocked as we can. Please stop screaming at our customers, or please stop screaming at our staff. And that is being a jerk. So for those of us that are struggling, if you can't be nice, don't go to the store. And if you're having a moment in the store, break, walk away, count to 10, and come back, calm down. Don't yell at people that are doing everything they can to help everyone during these times. So that was just 17 ways to just kind of come in contact with who you are. Remember, stay open, get a little bit uncomfortable, enjoy the experiences, and know that you are perfect where you are. You're totally accepted where you are. You're totally loved where you are. And each day will bring you a little bit more than what you had the day before, but each day you are still perfect. Have a beautiful, beautiful afternoon, and I'll see some of you tonight in Doc V's Transform Your Life Challenge. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.